Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? So, don't remember if I eh, tongue's already tied, read for you before. So I like to explain real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. And I try to describe the picture the best I can. They never waste a message. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what he's talking about. This is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. So sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He won't give me all the details. Details are none of my business. He'll give me just enough so you should understand what he's talking about. So, we're going to talk to Tyler. He's he says, I have nothing to forgive you for. He said, you're making a mountain out of a molehill in your mind. He said, as far as he's concerned, he has nothing to forgive you for. He says you're perfect just the way you are. And he's singing the song, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. So, I'm not sure where he's going with that song. And I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. Talk to him all you want to. So if you got something you want to bitch at him about, hit him with your best shot. He can take it. He can take it. Once we get up there, I forgot to turn my little owl on. Once we get up there, I always say we're peeled like an onion. They kind of peel the heavy layers of earth off of us. But it's the heavier, it's the anger, the resentments, the stuff, which makes us light and bright and raises our vibration, cleanses our soul. We go through a cleansing process. So it doesn't matter what you hit him with, yell at him if you want to. He can take it. He understands. He says to tell you you're beautiful inside and out. He says that's why you guys were friends, because he saw the beauty inside of you. He didn't even really look at this part. He saw the beauty inside of you. And he feels like you saw the beauty inside of him. Not the superficial outside look. You kind of got each other. And trusted each other. And I'm hearing the Forrest Gump thing, life is like a box of chocolates. So I'm not sure where he's going with that. It's He says you've heard him. You've heard him. And he's making it sound like it's kind of far off in the distance. Sorry, I'm getting a cold. Or allergies. He's not. Say it again. It's not like a lot of them do. They'll come right up in your ear and try to talk. It's like he's off in a distance and you heard your name or you heard something and you thought it was him because it was. So if you think you hear somebody whispering your name or something, that is him trying to let you know that he's okay and he's there. And I know this is going to sound weird, but he's showing me like being, let's say, Walmart in a store, and you hear somebody say your name like in the next aisle. And they may not be talking to you, may be talking about somebody else, maybe gossiping about somebody else. Doesn't matter. But you hear your name and it's not quite next to you, it's like in the next aisle. I know it sounds weird, that's still going to be a sign from him. So whenever you get any kind of sign from him, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs if you want more signs. That's your free will choice. Do it again. Okay, so he's standing behind me. Whenever they get really close, my head itches. Not the rest of my body, just my head. So I look like I have bugs, but it felt like a bug crawling on my head. But he's taking all 10 fingers, excuse me, and he's kind of going like this. So, wow, that's a lot at one time. Usually they just take one finger and you kind of feel it, but he's going like this on top of your head. So did he ever massage your head? But anyway, you're going to feel, you may not feel all 10 points, and we don't have fingers anymore. We leave that heavy body here. This is just our vehicle to walk around in. Our soul, our spirit is in. So, and I'm not sure how you will feel it because everybody feels it different. But maybe you'll feel 2 at once. You could feel all 10 at once. But I can feel a fly when it lands on this spiky stuff. Oh, good Lord, I hope I don't lose my voice. This cold's getting my ass. So anyway, you should feel this. It could feel like 10 little bugs on you. It could feel like 2 little bugs on you. It could, I, when they do it, I can actually feel the hair moving as, they go to touch my head. So he says he loves you, but not in that. He loves you. He loves you. He says you've had a bad day where you needed somebody to talk to and you have yelled for him. Where are you when I need you? Aren't you here? I need to talk to you. Damn you. I'm mad at you. You shouldn't have left. He's heard you say I'm sorry. Okay, song. Beautiful Crazy. Beautiful Crazy. Remember that. Okay, so anything that happens during a reading is for you. So my phone rang out of the blue. Not sure why they called me to go pick this girl up. Anyway, the song Beautiful Crazy by Luke Combs. Go play that. Go YouTube it or whatever you want to do. He's sending that song to you. And he's got a big smile on his face. So, and I forgot where I was going with that. I'm getting distracted this morning. So anytime you hear that song, even if you don't listen to that kind of music, that'll still be a sign from him. It's just the way signs work. I know it sounds really weird, but it just works that way. So again, when you hear that song, or you even hear somebody say beautiful crazy, or you see somebody, I've seen people with tattoos of it, or walking through Walmart and they turn your head and there's a picture and it says beautiful crazy on it. Doesn't matter how it appears, Facebook, TV, doesn't matter. It's still a sign from him, validating, acknowledging him, telling you love him, and asking to bring you more. Talk to him all you want to. He can hear you. Again, he says, bitch at me. I got broad shoulders. So, we'll go back to him saying about you yelling at him, wishing he was here. You needed somebody to talk to. You can still talk to him. You don't need me to talk to him. You just may not hear the responses coming back from him. So I always tell people, this cold's kicking my butt. I always tell people, if Uncle Joe didn't have a pot to piss in, you don't ask Uncle Joe for financial help down here when he gets up there, because he didn't understand how it worked. So what was Tyler good at helping you? Was he just a good listener? Was he just your support system? Call on him for help with that now. It's still a relationship, it's just different. So call on him to help you. If you get down in the dumps, you got a problem, literally sit there and talk to him. You don't have to talk out loud. We have telepathic up here. You can talk in your head. Ask him, give him permission. They cannot override our free will choice. So give him permission to step forward and help you with blah, blah, blah problem. And then just kind of kick back and watch what happens. Somebody will call you out of the blue that associated with this that will help, can help. I always use the example, you want this job over here, and you don't know how to get that. So you ask whichever loved one to help you with that, and then you just sit back, and all of a sudden somebody will step in and go, hey, do you want to come work at so-and-so? And it'll be a place you never thought of, but it'll be along the same line. You see what I mean? So asking for help with whatever he was good at helping you with when he was here, because he understands how it works and he understands how you work. And then just sit back and wait. Easier said than done. I know. That's kind of some of that patience stuff I have none of. He's shown me a beautiful German Shepherd. He's not saying why. I'm not feeling if the dog is with him or the dog is here. It's just sitting there looking at me. If the dog is here, watch the dog. The dog, oh good grief. I can't lose my voice this week. I got work to do. If the dog is still here, watch the dog. Dogs are animals, and small children see them, hear them, no problem, because nobody's told them they can't do it, that it's not real. So a dog could be laying there and perk its head up and look at the wall or the corner of the room or something and start wagging its tail. It could start barking at the corner of the room. Anything like that. He puts his hand on the dog's head. Most of the time I can tell if the dog is with them and somebody lost this fur baby and he wants them to know that he has it and it's okay, or if he's here. He's not letting me know which way. He's talking about surfing. 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 So it could be that he liked to surf, could be that he wanted to go surfing, it could be you're thinking about surfing, it could be you're at a place or going to a place where people are going to be surfing. I know that sounds a little vague, but sometimes that's just the way the messages come through. Well, this isn't what that was about, but he's laughing and he's saying, I kind of surfed through life, just kind of went with the flow, go with the flow kind of thing. He's kind of clapping his hands and then he kind of clasp them together and he says, manifest your dreams. Manifest your dreams while you can. Start making it happen. I'll help you. Start making your dreams happen. Don't sit in a puddle of mud. I've never heard that one before. Don't sit in a puddle of mud. And he almost makes the puddle look like it came from your tears. Like you're sitting there in this and wishing these things would happen. But you're not getting out of the puddle of mud. He said you have to. And he's almost begging you. He says, remember the dreams we talked about. Remember those dreams we talked about. Take a step out of the puddle of mud and go towards it. He says, I'll help you. Just ask me. But you have to give him permission. And I'll say again, they cannot override your free will choice. I do lots of dumb shit, and my guides are going, Rhonda, why are you doing that? We gave you, all this good stuff. Well, why are you saying no? Because I can. It's my free will choice. And then my guides are going, dummy. So I don't know if this is associated with what he was just talking about, or he says school, something you need to go back and learn, something, and I don't know if he's actually talking. He's being a little bit vague about a lot of this. He's just kind of throwing these words out. It's his show. He can do it any way he wants to. That's my rule. They know best. So I don't know if it's actually you need to go back to school, go back and take a class, go back, or if it's just about learning something. He says book learning, book learning. So if there's something that you're really wanting to do, and I always tell people it doesn't have to be something that'll get you a 9-to-5 paper paycheck job. If it's you want to learn dance, or you want to learn to paint, or you want to learn needlework, it doesn't matter what it is that your heart is really wanting to do. You still need to take a class and go learn it. Get started. He says get the groundwork, get the basics. He's going like this. He says there's something you think of every so often. You go, boy, I'd really kind of like to do that. He said, if it makes your heart sing, go do it. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of it. He says the money will come to you. Trust me. I know what's in your heart. But he's not saying. He's not telling me. You know. Be all that you can be. Be you. And I will hold your hand along the way. Oh. And okay. Where's it at? He's showing you he's showing you walking outside. And he's literally bouncing all around you. Like, here I am, here I am, here I am. And he's bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. kind of, he wonders why I can see him and you can't. Okay, show me again. So, and it's always better if you're outside. You connect more with nature. Your energy's a little different. Go for a walk and talk to him. Literally talk to him. And if there's too many people, talk to him in your head. I promise you, he can hear you. And he will be there listening. He will be bouncing around you. Whether you will sense that, I don't know. You'll be able to feel him bouncing, bouncing. He's got a big smile on his face when he's doing it. It's like, here I am, here I am. So just go for a walk, ask him to join you, and talk to him as you're walking. My Bob does that to me all the time when I go for my walks. Sometimes he'll hold my hand, sometimes he's just bouncing in front of me. He runs backwards in front of me. He's not giving me a lot of validations, though. I'm trying to get him to give me something. So you know for sure that it's him. I at least like 2 or 3 validations. He says you know that you're going to trust it. He said it's his show. He can do whatever he wants. So he's still showing me bouncing, bouncing, bouncing around you, being kind of silly. I always, and like I think I already said, you're not going to feel the energy the same way I feel it. So I'm not sure exactly how you will feel it. But I always tell people, it's like when somebody walks in a room, you don't hear them, you don't see them, but you feel them. You're feeling their energy. You know somebody's there looking at you or something. You turn around and go, ah, there's somebody here. It's like that. It's just that feeling. You're feeling their energy, whether they're alive, whether they're gone. So know when you feel that that song, somebody's watching me. I can't remember who sings it. It's actually a creeper song. I always feel like somebody's watching me. It's that feeling. So know when you feel that and you look around and there's nobody there, that's him. I'm trying to get him to give me something else. He's not being very cooperative. Hang on. Let me ask him something else. I'm trying to get him to validate for sure that it's him. But then he just starts yelling, go for your dreams. Hitch up the horse to the cart and get moving. Quit dragging your feet. Again, he's saying, ask for me. I will be right there to help you. You can't not imagine the doors they can open, but you have to ask them and allow it. He's just being real. I don't know if he's going to get off this point or not. Tell her I love what she's done to her hair. So if you recently done something different or you're getting ready to. It says 1, 2, 3, go. He's mentioning the name Dana. Now we don't get names exact anymore for some reason. So, and Dana could be a boy or a girl. So it's at least somebody with a D or a DA name that he's validating. Okay, so he's going back to the forgiving part. He says, I don't feel like there's anything I need to forgive you for. Everything is just fine. He said, the only person you have to forgive is yourself. because I have no problem with it. Forgive yourself for yourself, he says. Because what you're forgiving yourself for isn't really real. It's not the way you think it was or something. He's confusing me. He didn't think of it the same way you thought of it. He doesn't think of it the same way you think of it. So, in his reality, there's nothing to forgive you for. But you feeling guilty about something, he says, you got to let that go. It's holding you down like a boulder. But he said, in his reality, it's not real because it didn't bother him. It didn't exist for him. It wasn't the way you think it was. That makes sense. He feels like he needs to make this point before he goes. That you've got a different outlook on it than he has. If that makes more sense. He says, we're still good to go. And all you got to do is call on me. Now I'm hearing the song, I'll Be There. I think it was Michael Jackson of the Jackson 5. So go YouTube that song. He's not showing like doing any weird noises in your house or anything like that. He's just showing that he's bouncing around you all the time. So he's... Give me something, buddy. But now it's like he's doing signs different than most of them do. I don't know if you just... I think he thinks that you feel him when he bounces around you. I think he thinks you know that. You just don't realize what it is that you're feeling, that you know. Yet he doesn't need all the little weird little signs that everybody gets. But it's like he's going around your head going pss, 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 and he's not really saying any words. He's just... So if you hear weird little noises, like weird little whispering noises, know that that's him making them. It's not the bats in your belfry. So with that, he's going to leave. I didn't get any clear cut. Hopefully you'll get the feelings and the knowing that he's there. Just trust it. Just, if you think you feel somebody or something there, just trust it. And the more you trust it, the more you're going to get. Because he's not doing anything like my chimes going, or I guess he did the songs. With that, he's leaving, and he's got a tutu on. And he's spinning around like a ballerina. He's awful cute. He's even got a little star wand. I wish I could describe him better. He's got blue jeans. He's got a guy shirt on. And then he's got this little pink tutu with a little wand. You guys been watching one of those kids cartoons, or did he act silly like that? And he's going toodaloo, toodaloo. Oh, he feels good. He feels awesome. He feels happy. He was smiling. He's silly. He's good. Talk to him. Ask him to step forward. Give him permission. Give him permission. Tell him you need him, you want him. Don't make it a need. I gotta have you right now. Talk to him like you would your friend sitting next to you. I promise you he can hear you. And then just watch for what weird little thing might happen. Well, it may not be weird, but it's excuse me for my cold. I guess it won't be weird. It'll be synchronicities. They're real. It's not a coincidence that something would happen right after you open up and give him permission, and then watch and listen and let me know, because he's being a little wishy-washy, and yet I feel like he knows what the hell he's doing. Okay, much love to you, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones.